What's up, Tweener heads? Welcome back to another Tweener head tennis video today here on the channel, and today we will be reviewing the new Lacoste tennis performance shoe. Today we're going to be looking at Lacoste's first tennis shoe in a very long time. And now, when I first looked at this shoe, it actually looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I like the colorway. It comes in 4 to 5 different colorways. I actually really like this colorway. It really did surprise me with what colors they did decide to release it. And this is the shoe that Daniil Medvedev has been wearing for the past couple days, playing at the Miami Open, which is when this is currently being filmed. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what to think of it at first, because while this may be Lacoste's first tennis shoe, but their decision to go ahead of it before On Running has even decided to release their shoe for Roger Federer, they kind of just threw it into a very saturated market, which in my mind says that they're very confident that this shoe will sell out, especially after Medvedev has been on his run lately of being one of the top players in the world, and just having an overall brand presence right now in the community, but not just in the shoe world, but in the fashion world specifically. So to have this on market right now really does say a lot about their confidence. When we first look at the shoe, the colorway that I picked out first it's kind of a mix and match of everything. Blue, white, red. The red on the bottom too kind of looks cool. And the first thing I noticed is that there's no connector between the bottom heel and the top of the sole, which is pretty interesting to say the least. But look how high this arch is. That's a pretty high arch, and I have a pretty flat foot, so I'm very excited to see how these play on the court. The design looks pretty good. I like the mesh in the material that it provides. The cloth feeling of just these that hold the laces actually looks pretty cool, as well as the inside of the tongue that's split into two actually, and has some cushioning padding on the inside. The heel kind of sticks out like a pair of Nikes that I own. The undercovers, I might say, and it kind of looks like that. It's trying to stick out a little bit more with Lacoste written all over it. The only issue I had with the design and coloring of it was that it seemed to be some red bleeding through on the heel, and that just may be some error that they might have had in the factory. Two features that I have to point out that they do advertise on the shoe is, one, the Goodyear soles. Now, Goodyear, a tire company, is kind of similar to how Babolat used Michelin for the bottoms of their soles, which provided a lot of sole and comfort on the bottom of their shoes. So I'm wondering if this provides any difference in the traction that I'm going to be playing in, or if it provides any different feeling to the shoe and movement on the court, or is it just a brand deal type of thing? Because I haven't seen another shoe use a tire type material since Babolat used it with Andy Roddick's shoe. The style of the shoe itself looks cool. I'm really excited to try these out, so let's go straight over to the court and do some testing of it. Okay, so after testing these on the court, I do like these to an extent. For me, one of the things that I notice is the height of this. This really does feel like a platform shoe, and it really does make you stand taller on the court. When I say taller on the court, you do get some elevation because these heels are huge. And while focusing on this heel, for me, it just feels like a tight heel. Like, I feel like it's good comfort inside the sole of the shoe, but for me, the heel was giving me a bit of trouble. It was giving me a bit of pain up my leg just because of how tight it was around my heel. There was no really flexibility that I had. But the good part about that was that the grip that it provided me was that I was able to turn quickly and move well. When I first broke in these shoes, it did feel a little tight. My legs did feel heavy, maybe because I'm just not working out, but it felt pretty good to kind of stop earlier, get quickness. It slid, but I was still able to grip. So I was actually happy with the bottom of the Goodyear style of shoe. And compared for a couple days uses, it actually looks pretty clean. A little dirt here and there, but still pretty clean. Doesn't look that worn at all, to be honest with you guys. I did notice when I was coming out of the shoe that the color of the red started to bleed through at least a little bit on each of the sides of the shoe where this foam type material is. One thing that I did really like about these shoes is the tongue. I really like this tongue. The amount of cushioning and how light it is inside of the shoe. I mean, if we take a look inside the shoe, you can tell just from looking inside, it's kind of a two-piece, but the top of the tongue is a little bit more separated while having this little slit in between. So that way when your foot is hitting the front of that shoe, when you're sliding or when you're moving harder turns on the court, it provides you to flex your foot through. And I actually really enjoyed this. The cushioning on it is really good as well. I like that. It's very breathable. And with the two-piece type of tongue that it provides, you can see that separation between the tongue and the side of the shoe, which does make it a very breathable shoe. For these shoes, it's a really cool looking shoe. I love the concept that Lacoste went with. For a performance shoe, I personally would not wear them, but it does provide a lot of good features that you guys can check out and try out for yourselves. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of the shoe itself. Leave a comment down below, as well as making sure you subscribe to Tweener Tennis, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks, guys.